Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here at the Cave here in Carlsbad, New Mexico, as the Carlsbad Cavemen get set to take on the Goddard Rockets out of Roswell, New Mexico. And looking at the rosters, Cavemen have a much deeper roster in terms of at least just personnel than Goddard does. It looks like they're pretty short-handed on this year's roster, but we're going to get into that and see what's going on there. A 3 and 12 team in the Goddard Rockets taking on the Cavemen, 10 and 8. We're going to be right back after the national anthem. All right, folks, welcome to the Cave here in Carlsbad, New Mexico. As we get things started, we just had the national anthem, and we're getting ready for the introductions. Let's go ahead and dive into that. But first, I want to say a big thanks to our sponsor. We want to thank Cavern City Media, the producer of the Carlsbad local paper, available for free in stores and restaurants throughout Carlsbad. I'm Trey Gonzalez here with Ruben Gonzalez. Tonight, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm excited. Get to do a basketball game and Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights. All right, guys. Tonight's game is broadcasted by Red Rocket Media and not broadcasted, but commentated by All Sports Best. We appreciate you guys for jumping in and showing love. Tonight, we're going to have the Cavemen at a 10 and 8 record, taking on the Goddard Rockets at a 3 and 12 record. Based on records, this is not going to be a close matchup, but we did see the Cavemen go into OT with the Lovington Wildcats, and that should not have been a thing, or at least in theory, it shouldn't have been a thing. And but with that win, Coach Zumbrun had his 300th win total in Carlsbad, I believe, is what it is, and that's between the girls. I think he coached girls for how long? About 8 years, 10 years?
Oh, I would say it had to be longer than that because he's only been, what is this, the third year for the guys?
This is his third year for
guys.
It's
his third year. I bet you he coached them for about 13
years?
Something like
okay.
that. Yeah, quite a while.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's go ahead and get into the introductions for the Cavemen. It is 0, Tanner Cornum. Number 2, Kieran Orgain. Number 3, Zenas Huerta. Number 5, Ashton Armendariz. Number 10, Josiah Galindo. Number 11, Jacob Chavarria. Number 13, Sam G. 15, Xavius Onsures. Number 20, Dryden Priest. 22, Shane Sullivan. Number 24, Jorge Herrera. Number 31, Ian Sandoval. Number 32, Bryce Mullins. Number 33, Jonathan Ontiveros. Number 34, Brandon Sullivan. And number 53, Garen Gossett. And the staff for tonight's squad is Micah Calderon, Todd Flores, Joseph Munoz, and Eladio Saldana at assistants. And then, like we said before, head coach John Zumrun looking for his 301st win of his career here in Carlsbad. For Goddard, we have number 1, Eli Barncastle. Number 2, Blade Andres. Number 5, Joaquin Sanchez. Number 12, Isaiah Mestas. Number 23, Michael Gutierrez. Number 32, Dominic Ramirez. Number 33, Chris Zapata. Number 35, Josiah Castillo. 44, Bruce Loya. And no number available on the Max Preps roster sheet, Jevin Mendoza. The staff for Goddard is Scott Austin, Miguel Gutierrez, and head coach Wade Scott. Ruben, we're going to go ahead and get right into this. As the introductions are going down, we've got the starting lineup for the Cavemen getting announced right now. But for Goddard, it looks like the starters will be Joaquin Sanchez, number 12, Isaiah Mestas, number 32, Dominic Ramirez, number 33, Chris Zapata, and number 44, Bruce Loya. So Goddard already out there, ready to go. Looks like they're already on defense, ready to rock.
Yeah, they're already in there. They're already in there. What is it, 1-4 defense or 4-1 defense?
Yeah, they're ready to rock. They're already in their defensive stance and everything. As we get things ready to go, the Cavemen, their shoes are slick. They are nice shoes. And I forget what they said that they are called. They're like a Nike, pro model. They're not a signature line by a player, but they are slick and smooth. And apparently they're like top of the line. We're looking at like probably $160 shoes.
Oh, at least. They look like they're like Air Max, like, you know what I mean? Those kind that have that stuff that's going to either give you
they really do.
pops or it's just going to be really comfortable. But it looks like they have number 33 starting tonight. I think this is the first time I've seen him start for the Cavemen.
Jonathan Antiveros, a senior for the Cavemen, getting the green light tonight. And I don't know if it's a matchup thing where they feel like, it's going to be a nice night to get a senior some love here at home, or what it might be. But we get things started here, and we've got up at the top, of course, Orgain and Chavarria. And there's Sam G getting his first touch.
I already feel like we're in a stall or something, like we're playing for the last shot of the quarter.
Exactly. That's what it feels like, 100%. So no Garen Gossett today to get the start, so maybe there's some hopefully not any injuries lingering, but nice fadeaway jumper for Sam G for the first points of the night. Number 13, Sam G for 2. All right, Goddard trying to get through here, and it's going to be an early foul here for Jacob Chavarria, a blocking foul as the Cavemen
that's
start
one
off
of those
with
ones
the
you
press.
that you hate to see right off, just him getting a little close, but I guess they're going to call it kind of touchy.
7 minutes, 3 seconds on the clock here as we get things rolling for the first time. Goddard getting their first look at the basket, but no dice there as they get called for a travel call there?
Had to be a travel.
I missed the call on that one. So here we go. Jacob Chavarria bringing it down. And the Cavemen, of course, with this big record differential, they're going to want to try and separate themselves in the win column a little bit more than they have already. 10-8. They're looking for number 11 tonight. And Kieran Orgain with a walk right there on the stutter step. And it's going to be Goddard ball. So early on, back-to-back turnovers. And we're hoping to see some good basketball tonight for that student section to get a little bit live. Here's Goddard trying to get a three-point shot up. The first one, no good. Rebound, offensive rebound for Goddard. Put up, no good. Sam G comes up with it on the other end, gets it to Orgain. He rolls it in, finger roll. Little extra fancy right there by the basket. He's got some hops. I think that he's ready to put a dunk down, but it's hard to do it in the game. So
I've seen him do it in like warm-ups and stuff without the referees out there, of course. But I haven't seen him do it in the game yet.
It's like a legal activity, huh? To do it like, okay, nobody's looking. There's Orgain again with the finger roll.
Well, didn't he try to do it that when was it? 2 years ago or last year when Damian went up right behind him. He missed it and he just dunked
it wasn't on him though. It was Devin McWright. That was last year.
That's right. Yeah, it was a nice follow.
6 minutes 6 seconds remain here in the first quarter as Goddard takes their first time out of the night, and Cavemen already with 6 points off of back-to-back lay-ins and free breakaways for the Cavemen, and Sam G with the early turnaround jumper to start things off.
Who made the last one?
Kieran Orgain.
Okay.
All right, so Cavemen trying to separate themselves early, a 6-point lead quickly, and Goddard had 2 opportunities to score in their first full possession down on their end, but no dice. So here it goes, number 5, Joaquin Sanchez to throw it in here. Goddard running a press breaker play there to get things hopefully turned around for them. At least for them, they are hopeful. 5 minutes, 57 seconds. And Goddard going to try and get something going here. And what it looked like to me was they were really looking for that three-point shot early. And Ontiveros knocks this one away. It's going to be Chavarria. Gets it to Orgain. He goes in, gets fouled. He's going to get to the basket for an opportunity at 3. So Cavemen with an 8-0 lead. Goddard tried to feed it down low, and it was tipped away by Ontiveros. And I'm trying to look on the bench right now to see if we can see Garen Gossett, and I don't even see him
maybe
down there at all.
I'm thinking if he's not here at all, then maybe he's under the weather.
Yeah,
got the flu or something, because you would see him out here for sure.
Okay, so that answers the question of Ontiveros coming in for the start instead of Gossett. He's not in the building tonight from the looks of it. So hopefully he gets to feeling better, whatever that might be, and we hope it's definitely not an injury. 5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. Orgain finished the three-point play and has 7 points on the night so far. So Sam G comes away with it here, gets it down to Ontiveros, bounces right out of his hands, and Goddard's going to have this one to try and break through. Lots of carry on dribbles down.
There he was carrying it a bunch.
And it's really like one of those lost calls by the referees, unless it's super apparent and you hold it upside down. And there's G being aggressive on defense.
I feel like it's just certain referees that will call it a bunch, and if you're used to getting away with it, then it's like you're going to get called several times during the game.
Yeah, 100%. So here we have number 34, Brandon Sullivan, coming in for Ontiveros. And he's going to be playing the 5. Goddard to get this one in. And we also have number 3, Zenas Huerta, in the ball game as well for the first time tonight. 4 minutes, 53 seconds on the clock. A post move and a turnaround jumper for number 33, Chris Zapata, as they get their first points of the night. 9-2, Cavemen lead. And we want to see them continue to do well, but I also want to see them be a little more aggressive. Let's take some shots that we see open. If you feel comfortable, make it happen. There's one for Orgain, and he's feeling it tonight. First three-pointer, and that's going to get him to 10 points already on the night. 10 of the 12 points to start the game off for the Cavemen belong to Kieran Orgain. 4 minutes, 10 seconds here on the clock, and Goddard looking for their second basket. And here's, a kick out to the three-point line, and Goddard took their shot. It's going to be a foul, and it's going to get in number 12. Isaiah Mestas is going to get to the line to shoot 3. One of the rarities of this sport is 3 shots at the line. It's one of those no-nos in practice we talk about all the time. Like, do not foul somebody at the three-point line. You want to get them contested, but you don't want to foul them, and right there.
Yeah, I think the worst thing in basketball is if you foul a three-point shooter that makes it.
Oh, yeah.
What I mean? So that's the only chance at getting 4 points all in one time.
There's the second shot there. That one's good. So 1 for 2 so far for Mestas at the line. And Cavemen change out personnel. They're going to be switching out quite a bit, it looks like. Josiah Galindo came in at number 15, Xavier Ansures, as well as Bryce Mullins, number 32. So Cavemen with a lot of switches going around, and it looks like, to me, if I'm not mistaken, no seniors on the court right now. There's a three-point shot by Sullivan. It is no good, and he goes back in to be aggressive, try and get that offensive rebound, but commits the foul. It's going to be Goddard ball under the opposing basket. They're going to have to try and break this press. Cavemen doing what they can, but right there, an easy getaway on the pass over the top. Gets to the basket, scores, and foul. He's going to get to the line for a three-point opportunity. That is Chris Zapata. So here in the first quarter, already a lot of stuff happening, and the Cavemen looking extremely lopsided early, and now Goddard kind of getting back into this game pretty quickly, 12-7. And that's what I was told about the Lovington game. We weren't able to be there, but got to overtime, and it was something that the Cavemen had almost locked up for a while in the game, right? It was like a comeback for Lovington. There's a nice move by Chavarria, but can't finish at the rim. Wide open as he weaved through traffic. Uncontested at the rim, and it just misses. 3 minutes, 15 seconds. Goddard trying to move it around. They're trying to work through their center to find outlet passes, and
good rebound,
Goddard got reset back to 0. Do you remember playing, what was it, 21, when you could catch it in the air and shoot it? I forget what they even called that. Regardless, another 2 points for Goddard. 12-9 in a game that seemed like it wasn't even going to be a game.
I feel like it was
Goddard's
12-2
right there
just a minute ago.
Well, yeah. 2 minutes, 43 seconds. Mullins gets the ball and wanted to drive baseline, but looked like he kind of lost his footing. Now we've got Chavarria up to Antiveros. Over to Mullins. Left-handed three-point shot way over the basket. 2 minutes, 20 seconds. And Mullins looked like he was confident in that shot, but just a lot of extra power behind it. And it was not close. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Goddard getting it down. Turnaround jumper again is good, and that looks like it's bread and butter for number 33.
Yeah, he's got
Chris
7 of the
Zapata.
points already.
Yeah.
So he just put him back in the game right there.
12-11, like I said, in a contest that was basically over before it started, it seemed like. And now it's right there. It's looking like the Cavemen are going to have a hard time more than anybody.
Well, I feel like it's bad when, like, you start playing to the level of the competition. You know what I mean? Like, at first it looked like they were just, like, kind of bored. You know what I mean? Like, you're just playing a pickup game, and, like, you have the lopsided team, and you're just whooping somebody, and then it's like, you know what, this is kind of boring. And then it's like they kind of slowed it down. They should have just kept driving it hard and, you know what I mean, and put the pressure back on Goddard. But now they're back in it, and sometimes that just, you know, it plays to the other team's advantage.
Oh, I 100% agree, and you're right. We did see that. I feel like that's maybe an issue that needs to be kind of addressed a little bit more on this Cavemen squad. Not saying that, you know, obviously these kids are not playing to keep it close. They want to get away. Right. They want to have a night where they go home and it's like, hey, you know what? We absolutely dusted that team, and we feel like we had a heck of a night. But sometimes it just kind of gets to where there's a missed three-point shot rebound by G. Oh. Antiveros came up with the offensive rebound and didn't finish at the rim. But sometimes, you know, sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Yeah.
Right there, I did like that possession. G took a good three-point shot, good offensive rebound. It just didn't go. Those are both smart shots. It's just, like you said, it's not as an aggressive of an offensive play as we saw in the first, 3 minutes of the game. I mean, it was like we're going for it. And there's Goddard trying to take over the lead for the first time tonight with the three-point shot by number 32, Dominic Ramirez, but it doesn't go. And Carlsbad's going to have the ball on the opposite end. And for me, what it seems like, Goddard's not doing any type of press. full court or even like getting up to like a half court press because they have limited personnel. Like I said before, they got 5 on the court, but it looks like they've got 3 active players on the bench, with one of them,
or 2 of them, it looks like, because it looks like the other
2 of them have long sleeves.
On.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So, you get tired and you don't have a lot of backup. It's tough. So they're playing a conservative, like conserving energy kind of game. There we see another 2 points for the Cavemen, 14-11.
Yeah, maybe they have
left.
that many on the roster. It seems like the JV's playing in the other gym or something, and that they don't have all their guys yet. But
yeah.
That's them right there.
50 seconds on the clock. Goddard going to try and see if they can come back into, a tie ball game here right before going into the second quarter. 14-11 with 41 seconds on the clock. Goddard still with possession under their own basket. And the Cavemen have been switching players around more than I've seen them do this year. Try and keep guys fresh, but there's a good inbounds play by Goddard, and they didn't finish with number 32 or number 33, Chris Zapata, and that's a surprise because things have been falling for him all night.
He's been keeping them going for sure.
25 seconds. Chavarria with the ball. He looks to drive. The lefty drive off the side of the backboard. 16 seconds. Ramirez with the ball. Gets it to Zapata. Back to Ramirez. 10 seconds. And no sense of urgency here. Here's a jumper. And Orgain, the underhand hurdle down full-length court. And it's going to be no good. So 14-11. Cavemen lead after, I think, as big of a 9-point lead at one point.
Yes.
So 9 or 10-point lead got squashed quick, and Goddard brought it within 1 at one point. So for it to be this close of a game is definitely a surprise. If you were to ask me that, a minute into the game, I'd say you're nuts to even think that Goddard's going to have a shot at this. And now it's anybody's game. We don't know what's going to happen going forward. So what do you say to your players if you're Coach Zumbran at this point with a strong start and a, kind of a shakier middle of the first quarter?
Well, I feel like they really put the pressure on, like I said earlier, and they really looked good early, and then it's like shots weren't falling, and they kind of slacked off a little bit on their defense because their defense, and of course they're subbing in players, but you know what, if the players aren't getting it done on defense, then you might just keep those guys in that are.
Yeah, and I think what's crazy about this one is we're not looking at a team in Goddard that has a dominant guard, that has a 6'8", right. Even a goofy 6'8". I mean, we're looking at an undersized squad. I think their tallest player that's been playing tonight, looks like number 35 might be their tallest player, and he's listed at 5'11". It looks like 6'3", hasn't gotten into the game just yet. You know what I mean? So
or he might be one of the ones hurt because
could be.
Yeah, because
7 minutes 45 seconds as we get started here in the second quarter. Goddard looking to try and tie things up or get close. And a good move there by number 5, Joaquin Sanchez. He found a lane, but got it tipped away from behind. It's going to be Goddard ball into their own basket. They're going to look for an inbounds play. Nobody to throw the ball in, it looks like. And they've got somebody over there. So throwing it in is Mestas. Find another good inbounds pass and an opportunity to score, but no good. 7 minutes, 30 seconds. Chavarria with the ball. Gets it up to Sam G. Wide open three-point shot. This one, swish. Sam G with the first 3 of his night. It has been Orgain. It was the Orgain show in the first quarter. We'll see if he gets some more juice behind that offense again. There's Chavarria. Looks like he got bumped on the way up. And no call there, but he did finish. So 19-11, Cavemen putting on the gas that we were hoping they would do earlier in the game. And good defense there, good hand by Sam G.
I feel like
knock it free.
They're stepping up the defensive pressure for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give a shout out to Miguel Gutierrez, who's one of the assistant coaches for Goddard. He used to be a Spanish teacher here and a coach also, really good guy, and was a standout stud at Roswell High back in the day.
Very good. 6 minutes, 45 seconds is Goddard looking to score. They have not scored since the second quarter started. Right at about a minute and a half of play so far, and a good block, clean block by number 15, Xavier Onsudes, and they're calling this one a foul. And right away, that was just an immediate bad call.
Yeah,
that was 100% ball.
The only thing I can say is there's a possibility he got him with body, but
not at all.
He blocked it.
Zero
completely.
possibility. I was looking right at it. Zero possibility.
You watched the whole body?
I was watching both of them from the perfect angle.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to Patrick Beverly it and go run out there with the photo camera and go, look, this is proof right here.
Yeah.
You know he got a technical for that?
Beverly did?
Patrick Beverly, when he was playing for the Lakers, they called a foul on LeBron, and they said, hey, he didn't touch him. So he took a camera out there from somebody in the stands, and he got teched for that. So
I remember somebody came and did that here when we were playing.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when Taylor Edmondson was playing?
That's hilarious.
And they went into overtime because they went and showed the refs.
6 minutes, 32 seconds. Yeah, there's no replay in effect in high school. And even if you have the replay, they can't go back and overturn stuff. Here's Orgain. Good look there. Good hezzy. And bounces up with his defenders in the air. So he had all the time in the world to get a good look at the basket, and he finished it well. 6 minutes, 5 seconds on the clock. Good hands by Orgain, and he's going to get a couple more points if he finishes this one.
Oh.
No, he doesn't. Tried for the dunk. We were talking about it earlier. He's got the hops to do it. Obviously, you don't attempt that if it's your first attempt ever.
If it's your first rodeo.
But it's so much harder to do it in a game. You're thinking about everybody's watching. I got to go jump off my foot at the right time, the right distance from the basket. When you do it all the time, we saw Damian Perez doing it last year all the time, then it's like,
it was almost like
whatever.
He got bored doing it.
Right, you know what I mean? I know, yes, it did. When he'd have like even 2 steps away from any other defender, it was like 100% going to happen.
Yeah.
Orgain got blocked on that three-point attempt. 21-13, the Cavemen lead. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Cavern City Media, the producer of the Carlsbad local paper, available in stores and restaurants all around town for free. And Goddard trying to make something happen down in the paint, and another fast break for the Cavemen. Opportunity for Kieran Orgain. And he gets to the basket, scores, and he's going to get to the line off of the shooting foul.
That's 14 so far for Orgain.
14.
So he's having a pretty good night so far.
I don't know if you guys had seen it, but a lot of athletes put out their own signature shoes. You know, you've got Kobe, LeBron, Kevin Durant, obviously the biggest one, Jordan, and plenty of other names that come to mind. But never do you think of Snoop Dogg. And Snoop Dogg just came out with a basketball shoe alongside Skechers. And I was like, you know what? That's interesting. Checked them out. They are really cool shoes, like definitely shoes I would buy, and I'd imagine Skechers would be comfortable. But can you guess how much Snoop Dogg's basketball signature line shoe is? Can you guess?
I'm going to say $69.
$69 from Skechers. $160.
Really?
Yes, $160.
Oh my God. I thought Skechers was like a lower end price range.
It usually
quality
is.
shoe, but
yeah,
pickleball has Skechers too, and I've seen people wearing, but I don't know if they're good shoes or not.
Yeah, I wonder what their price point is, but 160 is pretty high. And I said, I told some students, I told some of the players from this, from I think the freshman team, I was like, hey, $160, that's crazy. And they're like, yeah, that's about right. What? That's just so much money to me. But, it's another piece of equipment that, you need every day. You rely on them more than any other piece of equipment when it comes to basketball. That is your,
Yeah, you don't go out and buy basketballs all the time. Like, baseball, you've got the glove, the bat, everything else.
Ooh, that Goddard got into trouble there, and it does turn into a travel call. It's going to go the other way, but all alone. So Goddard, even with their limited personnel, like we said before, I mean, talk about an absolute how would I say it? Like, they found the loophole, the biggest loophole in the press that the Cavemen have. They just throw it over the top, and it's there all day. There's Sam G for this second three-pointer of the night. He's got 8, and it's going to be a turnover there on the inbounds for Goddard. So Carlsbad going to have it here 27-13. But we've seen this show before. They've got to stay strong offensively and defensively, of course.
See, and I feel like Roswell Goddard is at a disadvantage also because you can't really put too much pressure on the Cavemen because you can't get anybody in foul trouble with 7 players.
Exactly.
You're going to be, playing with just the team on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play pretty aware of that. But at the same time, it's like, okay, second half, we're good on fouls. Now we can get aggressive. So if they can stay close, you never know. It might be a different ball game in the second half just based on that. I mean, you don't know. You never know.
Yeah. Well, I feel like we're getting a lot of steals
turnover.
and a lot of fast breaks off the steals.
Sam G with the ball. And he bounces it out to Sullivan. Sullivan to G. G, three-point shot. This one just off the mark. And 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Goddard going to bring it down 16 points now.
Yeah, that was pretty fast.
It was. Very quick. So, guys, if you're looking to check out some more content, you can go to YouTube, the All Sports Best page, and check out some of the latest podcasts. We do have a Scratch Golfer podcast coming out really soon with a couple of golfers from here in Carlsbad that are really good what they do. All right, so Carlsbad, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. And we're slowing things down, looking for the call from Coach Zumbra. And it's almost like they wanted to isolate Sam G. And I don't know if they're looking to get somebody specific points or what it was, but there's Sullivan down under the basket. He misses on the turnaround, and Cavemen get their own rebound. It's knocked away.
It's a free-for-all.
And it's a lot. Yeah, it's like a wrestling match on the ground right there. It's going to be a foul called on number 33.
Was that Roman Reigns against The Rock?
It was.
Like.
Yeah. You're a big WWE guy, huh? Tell me about it.
Yeah, I just saw where The Rock is. They're going to have some big thing with Roman Reigns, and it's like a big.
Oh, he's going to come back and wrestle again?
So yeah, they're doing some big old thing because he got into like some other corporation where he's like in the board of directors or I don't know something. But yeah, I saw that.
TKO. He just got his he got his nickname.
Yeah.
Fully like all the rights to his own nickname, The Rock. That's crazy. Yeah. 2 minutes, 56 seconds. Goddard, three-point attempt. No. Second one does not go. Carlsbad gets the rebound, gets it up to Chavarria. Chavarria runs into the defender. Absolutely no call.
They both fell down. Yeah,
it should have been one or the other.
It looked like
they
dominoes.
Just left it completely, but 2 minutes, 35 seconds. And Zumbra really into this defensive strategy as he really got into that.
Call the charge. I don't know about that. I felt like he was still kind of moving, but hey, I'm not the referee on the floor. So every time we say The Rock, do we have to pay like royalties or what?
Yep, every time you do.
Oh, you guys are buddies or what?
Yeah, I know.
You buy his spirits.
2 minutes, 27 seconds, and the Cavemen bringing it down. We got Jacob Chavarria. And it looks like it just got it confirmed. Garen Gossett at home, sick. And honestly, I hate to say it, but that's so much better news than an injury. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
Injury means it's over, but sick, it's like, all right, give it a couple days.
He'll be ready for the next game.
You got to also, you know what I mean, state the obvious, a 3-12 matchup. You're okay with that. If you can, you know what I mean? If you're going to lose your starting big man, it's a little bit better of news than if it's, first game of district and you need a win, So.
For sure.
So with 2 minutes, 13 seconds, Kieran Orgain at the line makes the first one, 30-13. Cavemen trying to pull away even more. Second one bounces off, and Chavarria gets the offensive rebound. Goes baseline, gets it out to Josiah Galindo. Galindo over to Antiveros. So Orgain tries to slow things down, but he sees his lane, goes for it. 3 defenders.
Oh, they called
They're going to call a charge on that one. Looks like every player, including the guys on the bench, were moving, but still a charge call. All right. So Carlsbad has really taken whatever was spoken about to heart in between the quarters, because they did find a way to pull away. They were up 3, now up 17 with time to spare and pull away even more. Here's Ramirez with the 3-point shot. I mean, that guy is definitely Goddard's shooter. He has taken more 3-point shots than anybody else tonight. Right there, getting his own offensive rebound and tossing it up, bounced around and went down. So Goddard has put up 4 points in the second quarter with only a minute left. That's quite a turnaround defensively for the Cavemen. They've got to be pretty proud of that. Jacob Chavarria with the ball, gets it over to Galindo with the fake, gets it out to Orgain. 3-point shot, this one just off the back rim. 59 seconds on the clock and ticking. 30-15. Cavemen doubling the Goddard score. And here's ball getting tossed around here by Goddard, just trying to find something open, but number 12 decided, let's take it into my own hands. Isaiah Mestas went down, got the foul call, and he's going to get to the line to shoot 2. And Orgain still looking at the ref with his hands up like, hey, you need to overturn that. It's not going to happen, so.
This is his 4th and 5th shots at the line, so he's made 2 out of 3 so far.
And he was the one to get the 3 points, right? The three shots, okay. So first one goes down, makes it 30-16.
We're gonna have a special halftime guest, aren't we? Or I don't know if he snuck out of here, or I'm looking around for him. Coach Enlow.
Yes, he's got to come out and give us some insight on what it's like to be a coach here at the high school, basketball coach. But we'll see what happens. 40 seconds on the clock. Carlsbad just kind of taking their time, dribbling it down. Chavarria with the ball. Cavemen to run a play here. 30 seconds left. Here's Ontiveros. He gets it to Galindo. Galindo to G. G wants it. 3-point shot. No good. Goddard comes up with it. That's Ramirez. 20 seconds on the clock. Goddard going to want to get a shot up pretty soon. They've had a lot of second chances off of shots, so it's almost better when they get it off quickly. And right there, almost like they moved it around too much. There's like this specific and special formula for Goddard when they score. It's limited passes and almost an immediate shot. That's what it feels like has worked for them. 7 seconds, I'm sorry. And Chavarria goes up with it, gets it to go, powers through the foul, and he's getting it to the line for a 3-point opportunity. 4.5 seconds on the clock remaining in the half, and Cavemen now lead 32-17. Xavius Ansures coming in. And he's coming in for number 3, Zenas Huerta.
So you can take a short break for the cheerleaders and then do the...
Well, we're going to have Coach Enlow here in just a second to jump on at the halftime show. 4.5 seconds here inbounds. Got to be quick. 2 seconds. 1. Puts it up. 3-point from deep. Off the backboard. No good. Almost had it. But the Cavemen almost go into the half with double the score of Goddard, 33-17. And the Cavemen took care of business there on this.
They scored 19 and gave up 6 for that quarter. So that's a pretty good quarter. If they could do that every quarter, they'd be doing pretty good.
Absolutely. Guys, we're going to be right back here in just a bit to get some insight with Coach Enlow. All right, guys, we are here at the Cave during the halftime show. We got Coach Inlow on for the halftime show. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Cavern City Media, producer of the Carlsbad local paper, available for free in stores and restaurants throughout Carlsbad. Cavemen lead 33-17 going into the half. Coach Inlow, what have you seen tonight that kind of contributed to what could have been, seemingly at least 40 to 45 points for the Cavemen, but they kind of let things slip in the first quarter? Why was that, you think?
Yeah, no, Coach Zimmerman does a great job on his 2-3. Everybody knows about his 2-3. That's why we run it also. But, yeah, everybody's stepping up. Their defense is great. Sam G's hitting shots.
Yep.
Kieran Orgain's hitting shots. I mean, they just play hard, and they're hitting a lot of fast breaks right now. They get a steal and look up, and they get easy layups.
100%. So we did see, like, in the first quarter, Cavemen kind of came out punching and then slowed down second quarter, started to dominate. We're going to be right back after this dance performance, and we'll get more from Coach Inlow. All right, guys, we're back with a halftime show with Coach Inlow, sponsored by Cavern City Media, producer of the Carlsbad local paper. Sorry, almost called you Ruben there.
You're good.
Coach, you guys go to Rio Rancho tomorrow. What time you guys leave, and what are the expectations going into that matchup?
We're leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning. We play at 2 JV and 3:30 varsity. Rio Rancho is really good. I think they're ranked 6 or 7. I think they're 13-4 or something like that. Really good. So we got to just show up and play like we need to play and compete a little bit and find somebody to score.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So when you guys make a trip like that, what are some of the – do you do anything specific to make sure the girls are extra ready coming off of a 4+ hour road trip?
Well, it's hard because you wake up early and on the bus a long time. We always stop in Roswell, get something to eat, and let it settle before we get close to Albuquerque. So we'll stop in Roswell, eat, and they usually sleep all the way there and get there hopefully kind of early and get them warmed up and get ready to go. Okay, absolutely. All right, so going into district, what are we expected to see, I guess, when it comes to Clovis? Yeah, Clovis is really good. They're right up there with Rio Rancho. Okay. I wouldn't say they're great shooters, but they got so many skilled players. They get to the basket, and they're really athletic, jump high. We got to keep them out of the paint and kind of don't let them get wide open shots. But we just got to play solid, and we've been working hard. We had great practices last few practices, so I'm excited to see what they can do. Yeah. All right, so we are going to see what does the district consist of. We've got Hobbs, we've got Clovis, we've got Roswell High. Roswell High, is that it? That's it. There's 4 teams. Wow. Okay.
And the bid to get into state would be a minimum of what? Third place?
So you gotta automatically get in. You gotta win your district.
Okay.
After that, then it goes to at-large bid, and then there's 6 criteria points. It's head-to-head. I don't know all of them right now. It's head-to-head, district finish, your overall record, max prep ranking, coach's output, and something else. So,
okay.
So there's a whole formula to it. I think there's 5 districts, so 5 automatic bids, and after that, then they go by their criteria points.
So all of this stuff, they put as many things together for this so that it's like more foolproof, right? So they're not going, well, Albuquerque always does this to us, right? You got coaches' input from all around the state?
Yes, so
okay.
That's the one thing you don't know is coach's input.
Right.
Everything else is documented, so you pretty much know who's going to get in. The coach's input is a wild card, and a lot of people think that Albuquerque votes for Albuquerque, but if you think about it, a lot of those Albuquerque schools don't want each other to get in. They're rivals, just like us down south.
That's a good point.
So a lot of people think that us south always kind of get the brunt of it, but it's really pretty much where it needs to be. Like
it's
almost
like even.
It's every year I can pretty much break it down on where everybody's going to be placed in state.
Sure. Any girls right now that are standing out and maybe shining more than maybe expected or anything like that?
I mean, Serena Crosco had 6 threes last game, which is
Dang.
awesome. I think pretty close to a record. I think Estrada a couple years ago was like 7. I think the record's like 8. So, I mean, she hit some shots, and so we're kind of relying on her to make some more shots. And some other girls are stepping up, too. Everybody's more confident on shooting. We've been shooting a ton, coming in every morning and shooting. So I think the confidence of them shooting a lot more, and I think we're going to hit some more shots next game.
Because that was something that you guys had last year in Estrada. You lost that,
yeah.
And Carrasco's now your sharpshooter?
I don't know about sharpshooter, but she hit some shots for us last game. I mean, we got girls that can shoot. We just got to have some confidence and step up and hit those and knock those shots down.
Sure. All right, guys, there you have it. Coach Inlow joining us for the halftime show, and we wish the best to the Cave Girls.
Thanks, Trey.
All right, so, folks, we're about to get started once again here. Cavemen versus the Rockets out of Goddard. Just an hour away. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Cavern City Media, producer of the Carlsbad local paper. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, definitely go and check it out. You can catch it at some of the stores or restaurants around town. It is free, and it's really good coverage of things going on all around Carlsbad. You will not be missing out, and it costs you nothing, so go and support by checking that out. All right, Cavemen back into the swing of things here in the second half, and Sullivan gets it over to Ontiveros. Ontiveros to Chavarria. And once again, like I said before, Coach Zumbrun got his 300th win against Lovington earlier this week, which is a pretty cool feat. And here is the three-point shot by Ontiveros, no good. Pretty good shot there, but it was a little bit deep. And Kieran Orgain got fouled on that play. It's going to be on the floor, so Cavemen are going to inbounds this from near their own bench. 7 minutes, 21 seconds. And Orgain gets it into Chavarria. Chavarria with it, 7 minutes, 15 seconds. Here's Orgain back to Chavarria. Up to Ontiveros. He had another look at it. I think he wanted to take the shot. He might get another opportunity soon. Here's G with it. Came up short on that shot. Good fought rebound there by Sullivan, and he gets the putback for 2. 35-17, Cavemen lead. And now they are above double the score of Goddard. And here's another offensive opportunity squashed by a turnover forced by the Cavemen. Just good defense, good smothering defense, and guys where they're supposed to be. All right, Ruben, we're getting into the third quarter. Cavemen showed dominance in the second quarter. You'll give us the stats on the scores there here in just a second, but here's Goddard off of the missed three-point shot by Sullivan as we get into it. So, Ruben, we got to see the first quarter 14-11. Here's Sullivan with it, the hesitation and the finish. Nicely done. 37-17. So Cavemen just led by 3 points after the first quarter. Here's a breakaway for Chavarria. And Kieran Orgain looked like he was going in for the alley-oop dunk off the backboard. I thought, ooh, that would be sweet. But second quarter, it was a much different story as the Cavemen outscored Goddard by, what was it, like 16 points?
Yeah, it was quite a bit. Goddard had 6 points, and the Cavemen had, what, was it?
21, 19 points.
Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Huge difference right there, and it's going to be a timeout there, full timeout for Goddard here. 5 minutes, 49 seconds. 39-17. Cavemen lead.
Yeah, so Kieran Orgain had 15 in the first half.
15 points.
Jacob Chavarria with 5. Josiah Galindo with 2. Sam G with 8. And that's all the scoring for the first half. Shane Sullivan already has 4 in the second half, and Jacob Chavarria has 2. So.
All right, so yeah, a lot of the scoring, most of the scoring coming from Kieran Orgain, 15 points in the first quarter. That is a solid stat line for a guy who was attacking the rim all throughout the first half. And of course, you got to see some of the shots go down, including a 3-point shot as well. So this year, the Cavemen playing with 6 seniors, 6 juniors, and their notable wins came from Las Cruces and Mayfield. But this year, they're 3-4 at home, so trying to even things out here after this game tonight. They will play once again on Tuesday against Clovis, and we will be covering that. So if you're listening now and you're like, I wonder if they're going to cover the game on Tuesday, that is an absolute yes.
That was a push off big time.
Yes, it was.
Pushed him with the elbow and shoved him back pretty good. Even Sullivan kind of looked at him like, really? That's my foul? But he's got 2 now.
So we had Garen Gossett and Sam G on the podcast, what was it, a couple weeks ago. And it was funny to me because we talked about charges and what is the art of a charge? And we talked to Garen on that. He said, it's really what it comes down to is an acting job. You got to sell it. And I did appreciate that answer because it was very truthful. You know what I mean? Like, you're used to hearing like the runaround or the politically correct answer as, you know what, you stand in there and you take it. But in this case, it's like, look, we get there, you get there first, establish your footing, and you have to make sure that the ref calls it. And I mean, it's true, because if you take a regular charge and you're a big dude and you're stronger than the other guy, it looks like it's a blocking foul. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. No, I feel like it's good that he's truthful, but I honestly thought they actually took it, and I think, man, that could hurt somebody. But
well, it still hurts, I think, even if you
sometimes
fake
it does, but I think if you learn how to do it, as soon as the contact's coming, you're going back. You know what I mean? So it's not as solid, but I think sometimes you can't do it in time, and they just, you know what I mean? Or sometimes they'll just go on top of you. And it's tough.
So there Sam G got in the air and then decided to make the pass over to Ontiveros, but he couldn't get to it in time. So it was a turnover for the Cavemen. And an apologetic G. It was kind of cool, very understanding of the situation. 4 minutes and 50 seconds here in the third quarter as the Goddard Rockets look to try and tack on a couple extra points here on this possession, but not going to happen as they step on the baseline. That was actually number 5, Joaquin Sanchez, stepping on the baseline. We're seeing Brandon Sullivan coming in for Jonathan Ontiveros. And Shane Sullivan going to toss it in to Jacob Chavarria. And it looks like not much has changed for Goddard in terms of any type of press or extra defensive, adjustments. Because like we said before, short on players, it's hard to exhaust anybody, unless you have a team of Abby Dugans, you know what I mean? Guys that just have no endless motor. There's Sam G trying to get the block, but just a bit too late as number 33,
or if you
Chris
have Jimmy
Zapata.
Chitwood. If you have Jimmy Chitwood, you can play with 5 on the floor and probably the whole night.
Yeah,
okay.
It's true. It's one of the greatest movies.
The greatest basketball movie. Anybody want to argue, we'll go.
You'll go rounds. Here's Josiah Galindo, takes the jump shot, and no good. Zapata with the rebound, and he gets it over to Sanchez, 3 minutes, 52 seconds. Carlsbad leads 39-19. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, we really do appreciate it. We definitely want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, the Cavern City Media. We're going to talk about them here in just a second, but there's Goddard again getting to the basket and scoring. 39-21, Cavemen. Not a lot to worry about right now, but you do want to see them continue to work on things and continue to develop. Maybe even try some things they haven't done. You know what I mean? Those types of interesting adjustments that might come in handy when things get tough. There's Jacob Chavarria trying to go up in the paint, but he gets blocked.
I feel like you kind of push the issue and try to get to, like, I don't know, maybe 70, 75 points. Because I feel like we've been low scoring the whole season, like in the 40s. And
try and up those averages, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a finish by Zapata, and he's been their absolute stud all night long.
Yeah, he's been their go-to guy for sure.
They've got 23 points. If I were to guess, he has 15 or 16.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so here's Galindo. Kicks it out to G. G out to Sullivan. Sullivan, almost got the travel call there on the jab step. The turnaround jumper no good, and it's going to be Goddard ball. 2 minutes, 27 seconds.
What do you do if you're the guy, playing on offense or defense or whatever, and then you see the guys are coming in to sub for you? You go a little bit harder because you know that you're probably one of those, you know what I mean? You can kind of tell who's coming in for you.
Yeah, I guess. Why would you think you would go harder? Do you think that coach is going to go, hey, actually, you know what? Come back.
No, I don't know. I guess
doing
you
great.
Know you're going to come out, so it's like you give a little extra. I don't know. That's just me in my head knowing.
Yeah,
I'm getting a breather anyways.
It could be the case. 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Here's G, the jumper from the free throw line, no good. Came up just a bit short, and Goddard with the ball the other way. 2 minutes, 5 seconds. Here's Zapata, the Goddard offense, a.k.a. Zapata. Here's the jump shot. This one came up short. Goddard gets the offensive rebound. Goes to the rim again, and they're going to call this one a charge. And that's Xavius Onsudes.
I can hear Garen clapping at home on that
Exactly.
charge. He's probably, I taught him that one.
100%. And you got to be tallying these at home and going and dabbing them up and saying, hey, look, I saw what you did, dude. Absolutely beautiful work there.
Yeah, maybe he'll send him a text message right now.
39-23. Here's Kieran Orgain. The behind-the-back pass goes to G. A little bit of a Nikola Jokic type of action there on the over-the-head pass. Pass out to Orgain once again. He drives baseline. The spin move goes up, and he's going to get called for the offensive foul. An interesting call there.
Maybe because he was a little bit out of control, but I thought he threw it up just so he could get the not the and one, but to get the
shooting foul. Yeah, exactly. Minute 13 on the clock. Goddard gets the low pass down to their bench, and it's going to be Cavemen ball now on their own, basically unforced turnover there.
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the Garen Gossett Sam G podcast, you might want to check it out on All Sports Best.
100%.
Sam G's favorite basketball movie was Coach Carter, and that's another great basketball movie.
Have you seen The Pistol?
No.
Really? Okay, neither have I.
And I'm old.
All right, there's the shot there for number 3, Zenas Huerta, but no good. Cavemen get a second try. It doesn't go, and Goddard has it now. Pulls it away. They're calling this one a jump ball. That was a quick jump ball call. It took them about 1/2 second to call it.
1/100th of a second. They didn't touch it at the same time for
exactly.
Maybe the whistle went off without their knowledge.
42 seconds. The Rockets have played the same 5 guys for the most part all night long.
Yeah.
And a nice pass there by Zapata down to Ramirez for 2. 39-25, 26 seconds here on the clock. Here's Zenas Huerta bringing the ball down. And Cavemen have about 18 seconds to get a shot up. Here's Xavius. And he's looking for Ontiveros down low at the basket, just overshoots it a bit off the backboard. And there's 5 seconds for Goddard to take a shot here. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1. The flat shot, no good, and he wanted the foul call there.
What play do you call with 1/10 of a second?
With 0.1, don't you just call it? I mean, what do you do?
I
guess what you could do
as far as you can to where, because it's not until somebody touches it, then you shoot it up from there.
This is what you should do. The only play you could do is throw it as far as you can, and somebody, or throw it to half court and a soccer player comes and heads it, because you have no other, you know what I mean? You can't, unless you punch it, there's no other way to make a
Okay, I've got
contact.
to play. As a coach, I'm getting somebody that's got real good long distance passing skills.
Okay.
He throws it against the backboard, and somebody just, because it's not until, when it hits the backboard, it's nothing. It's till somebody touches it, right?
Right.
So it can hit the backboard, and then you just kind of tap it back in.
That's way too hard.
We'll try that someday. We'll come and do a video and try that.
I mean,
I'll be the one throwing it in.
I was gonna say I don't have that strong an arm, I guess.
But you are the shooter, so that's why you'd be in the low post.
Word. 20 seconds here as we get prepared for the fourth and final quarter of the night, guys. We do appreciate you guys for checking out the broadcast. As always, we want to thank Cavern City Media, the producer of the Carlsbad local paper, that is available for free in stores and restaurants throughout Carlsbad. So go and check out the Carlsbad local. We are All Sports Best alongside Red Rocket Media. And we've got Aaron Gonzalez running the show here tonight for us, doing the video, the audio. He's even doing pictures for the Carlsbad local right now. I mean, the dude is everywhere. I don't know how he does it, but a shout out to Aaron Gonzalez for doing his thing.
Instead of where's Waldo, it's where's Aaron.
Exactly.
He's everywhere.
He's everywhere. He's doing his thing. 7 minutes, 46 seconds.
I think
as we get the, I don't know why
fat lip on that one, and he still didn't get the call.
I don't know why I always say the time when the game just, the quarter just started. 7 minutes, 59 seconds. You know what I mean?
58, 57.
Exactly. All right, Goddard trying to find some way to make it work, and all that's worked tonight for Goddard is Zapata, really. Here's a shot for Chavarria, wide open. Boom, it goes for 3. The left-handed three-point shot goes down here early in the fourth quarter. And for this team you're not going to see flashy dunks, you're not going to see alley-oops, but you see a three-pointer go down, it's so smooth, it's so nice, and that's kind of what pumps the crowd more than anything.
Well, I feel like that's probably what's hurting us more than anything is not having enough consistent three-point shooting, because, in a game, you get a team that, like Hobbs, what was it, a couple of years ago or last year, that one guy could hit threes like crazy, and, man, you can get back in a game or get a big lead in a hurry if you guys.
It was so crazy to see. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. That was wild. And, I'm excited to see what's to come for this team in district. You never know, a team that's got a pretty good record, not the best record we've seen. We saw last year they were 20-8. This year the Cavemen are 10-8 thus far. So quite a big difference at this point in the season. But at the same time, I think what's interesting about that is you go into district and it's like nobody expects us to be the team. Well, let's just go out there and hit somebody in the mouth, and I think that's kind of what the Cavemen are expecting to attempt at least.
For sure. And
I'm here for it, ready to rock, and I'm excited to see what the Hobbs game has to hold for the men's side.
Yeah, I came to watch the Lovington girls play the other night, and it was 19-11. Lovington was beating Cave girls at the half. Serena Carrasco hit 6 threes.
6 threes.
Yeah, she tore it up. And
there's Orgain, gets to the basket and gets fouled. He's going to get to the line for a third-point opportunity. What is that, like the third time tonight he's had this chance?
Yeah, for sure.
So good job. He's definitely worked on strong finishes at the basket. But Serena Carrasco, Coach Inlow was talking about it, 6 threes in a game it's so hard to do. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, and
locked in.
I feel like once you make 2 or 3, then it's like you're going to tell the coach is going to be like, you know what? I don't care. Somebody just stay on her like glue or stay on him like glue. And to make that many, it's pretty good. And she was just hitting them in rhythm and looked pretty smooth. So yeah, that's about the right time when you're coming into district. I think they go to Rio Rancho tomorrow, right?
Yeah, they do. They go to Rio Rancho, said that they're going to leave in the morning. They go stop in Roswell, grab something to eat, get it settled. And that's what I was asking Coach Inlow during the halftime show was, hey, how do you make sure your team is ready to roll? You know what I mean? Like, how do you make sure they're not still rusty when they come off of a 4-hour drive? But the good thing about that is, for the varsity at least, they've got a game to get loose. They can walk around. They can start stretching early, get to the locker room, do that kind of thing. Yeah,
it's just tough, though, because, like you said, it's a long trip. And then you get kind of like, I don't know, lackadaisical, because you've been laying down on the bus. And, like, it's just hard to kind of get back in rhythm. I don't know when they play. If they play is it an afternoon game or is it an evening game?
They play at 3:30 for the varsity.
Okay.
So, had an interview this week with Adam Young, the broadcaster over at New Mexico State. It was really interesting to talk to him. It's a longer podcast. I had a good time because it's something that I enjoy doing the broadcast and bringing this to folks back home. But he does 7 sports at the Division I college level.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's women's basketball, men's basketball, baseball, softball, football, soccer, and volleyball. And I'm like, how do you know how to stay engaged and know every bit of lingo for that? You know what I mean? So he told us
full-time job?
That's his full-time job.
Okay.
Yep. And he does freelance work for like the WAC conference, or not anymore. I don't think the WAC conference, I don't know if it exists anymore.
Yeah,
but
sure
like he did the Division II volleyball championship tournament and stuff. Like, crazy to think how much work goes into broadcasting for some of these people. But 6 minutes, 20 seconds, Kieran Orgain brought it down, gets it over to Chavarria, and the Cavemen smiling, having a good time there, just kind of playing around. But even with a lead of 20 plus, or 20 and over, you just still want to see them pressing on the gas. And right there, great job by Orgain. Good handles, gets to the rim, finishes, and you'd like to see that happen, heat of the moment kind of game, or tough game. You know what I mean?
For sure. And that's the only way it's going to happen is if you do it in a game like this where you just keep pressing the issue. And you know what I mean? That's the only way you're going to come back when you're down 10 points in the third quarter or something. I was going to say that's the only thing that the Cavemen, they had a bad third quarter. They only scored 6 points, so they were outscored in the third quarter.
Crazy. All right, here's Goddard, a nice pass down low, and it's blocked.
That was a nice block
by Sullivan. They're going to call this one a foul.
That was clean.
It was clean. That's the second missed call on blocks tonight against the Cavemen. And in a game like this, it's, kind of hard to complain about it because it's like, all right, come on. But at the same time, you always want to see it done right. The refs do have a hard job. I will give them that. Number 5, Joaquin Sanchez is at the line. He makes the first one.
I wonder what happens if you stop getting officials, because I feel like you're getting less and less all the time.
Right.
They're coming in further away, and people, you almost have to get to where maybe the crowd can't say anything to the refs. You know what I mean? If you hear anything talked about to the refs, you get ejected.
Yep.
That way it gives them a chance to survive.
And there's a second made shot by Joaquin Sanchez. So 47-27, 5 minutes, 26 seconds. And if you guys out there listening know of a referee that would be good on the podcast, I'd love to talk to them about just the profession, or the side gig of refereeing, because it's not easy to do, number one, and number two, it's a dying breed, really is. 5 minutes on the clock. Here's Bryce Mullins trying to maneuver his way through the offense, and they're going to try and get him a shot. There's a three-point shot for Mullins. That one bounces off the front of the rim, almost goes down, does not. Goddard gets the ball here. Zapata bringing it down. And he has been a large part of this Goddard offense tonight. He puts that one up, bounces off the back of the rim, and does not go. 4 minutes, 36 seconds, gets it over to Sam G. G with the three-point shot. This one a little bit deep. Goddard's going to get the rebound. And they're going to slow it down. Carlsbad, no desire to run the press anymore, and for a good reason. Goddard trying to get something going, but soft passes get stolen easy, and Jacob Chavarria misses the layup. The wide open layup there for 2.
I guess when you're up by 20, you can laugh about it.
True.
Ooh, that was a shot. Oh, maybe it was a block.
All right, so a blocking foul is going to go against Xavier Ansures. So like I said before, we're talking about the broadcaster that does all the sports for New Mexico State, and he sent me what he calls his thesaurus for a basketball game. And, I mean, it's every way to say a made shot, three-point shots,
really?
dribbling, rebounds, all of that stuff. So here's a shot right there. This one off the side of the rim, and they go up for the rebound, and it just tips up and goes right in.
You have a word
Do
for
I have
that?
anything for that? I don't.
Whoa.
Ooh. Okay, charge there. So off the ball charge call there, and it's going to be Goddard ball. All right, Zumbra not very happy about this call, but he's kind of smiling about it too as the Cavemen lead 47-29. Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Cavern City Media. Big thanks to them. Wanted to highlight the Carlsbad Local. That is a free newspaper available all around the city of Carlsbad, so you'll find it at stores and restaurants. Find yours, get yours today, tomorrow. Probably not tonight, maybe tomorrow. 3 minutes, 24 seconds. The foul there against the Cavemen. It's going to go go for number 35, Josiah Castillo, as he hits the line here. All right, so yeah, so for an example of what we're talking about, the thesaurus, for steals, he's got poked away, stolen, stripped, pocket picked, intercepted. For dribbling, zigzags in the lane, sprint dribble, jog dribble, walking dribble, hip high dribble, all of that stuff. To paint a picture on a play-by-play, it's really something else to think of exactly what goes into that. But here's a three-point shot by Chavarria, no good. Goddard gets the ball, and they're going to take their time down. Zapata with it. 3 minutes. Cavemen lead by 16 in a quarter that has only produced 8 points so far for the Cavemen. And the majority of their scoring happened in the second quarter. But there's a three-point shot by Josiah Galindo, and it goes down. So that's his first three-pointer of the night, 5th point of the game for Galindo, the senior. And a good move there by number 12, Isaiah Mestas, to get to the basket. Drove baseline, got to the basket, finished. And got 2 for the Rockets, 50-33. And Mullins over to Chavarria.
Uh-oh,
and
is there going to be a dunk?
Here's a breakaway. Oh, and it's blocked by Xavier Ansures. Then Chavarria tries to block the ensuing offensive putback, and he goes down hard. Some of these basketball players drop from like 5 feet high off of a jump, and they get their legs taken out. They just bounce right up. I don't know how they do it. There's Bryce Mullins for a three-point shot. Another senior. And then he gets that one to go. And it looks like the Cavemen are going to put in 5 off of the bench. We're going to call him out. Tanner Cornum, Dryden Priest, Ashton Armendariz. I don't have number 21.
John Moyers.
John Moyers.
And who's 0? Oh, you said
and number 31, Ian Sandoval. So Ian Sandoval is pretty familiar. Ruben should be for you.
Standout football player for sure.
Absolutely. Here's Dryden Priest with the ball up top. He's going to drive, kicks it out. Cornum three-point shot. This one, no good. Goddard's going to take it the other way. Zapata got a guy to beat. He goes up, and it's going to be a charge call against Priest, or for Priest. Cavemen are going to get the ball here. Honestly, I don't know how you get a charge call there because you're all running at the same speed, you know what I mean?
Maybe he was running a little slow. He was backing up a little slower than everybody was
Or wouldn't
running.
you have to get there a lot faster?
Well, yeah, you got to have your feet set, but maybe not.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
Not tonight. It's a little different. We're playing by different rules. Here's Priest. Up top, gets it to Sandoval, turns around, kind of hooks it. No good. Over the basket, air ball. It's going to be Goddard trying to get something offensively before the game's over. 48 seconds remain on the clock. It's 53-35. And number 35, Josiah Castillo, is going to get to the line to shoot 2 because it is the 5th foul of the quarter. And that is the new rule that was implemented just this year, 5 fouls in a quarter. After that, it goes to 2 shots at the line. And there's...
Is it me or does this Josiah Castillo doesn't look like he's 5'11"? He looks a lot taller, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think that he must have grown since they put that in and they never changed it. He's got to be 6'3".
Yeah, I was going to say, he was the one that looked like he was going to dunk it, huh?
Yeah.
He had the hand open to dunk it, and then that guy
and he's a sophomore, so he looks like he's going to be pretty big part of this team come next year.
Forward, yeah. They do have a lot of sophomores and juniors on this
35
team.
seconds here on the clock. You know what? If I'm one of these players and I have the ball, I'm taking a shot as soon as I can because I'm like, you know what? Why not? Is coach going to take me out? Well, it's 36 seconds left.
Hey, I would do it just even if you miss because you get in the book as a shot attempt.
Oh, yeah. You get to be.
Or a foul. You know what I mean? You get something. So it's like, yeah, I was in that game. No, you weren't. Come on. yeah, look.
Yep, there I am right there.
I got it stolen.
18 seconds. Priest brings the ball down. Gets it out to Moyers. 3-point shot. This one no good. Goddard with the rebound. 9 seconds. And Moyers he must have heard us. He's like, I'm taking it. I'm doing that.
So there's the commentators.
Ramirez to finish off the game. An air ball for Goddard, and it's going to be 53-37 to finish off the game. A big shout out to Red Rocket Media for their audio and video. Big shout out to Aaron Gonzalez for doing 900 things at once tonight. And All Sports Best, Trey and Ruben on the broadcast tonight. We appreciate you guys for checking it out, whether it was on Facebook or YouTube. Tonight's broadcast was brought to you by Cavern City Media, the producer of the Carlsbad local paper.
Listen to the show tomorrow, 8 to 9 a.m. and 6 to 9